Hi, welcome to the channel Coders Arc, where we unravel the world of coding and architecture together. And in this video, I will be talking about top 5 technology skills that you need in 2026 to propel your career. I've done a similar video in the past, but no, in this video, I will not be talking about core technology skills like DevOps and SRE automation, cloud computing, data analytics, or cybersecurity. Of course, those skills are the core backbone of any technology organization. But the skills that I will talk about in this video are going to enhance those skills and make you even more productive in your current role. What makes me qualified to talk about these skills? I have been a technology strategy leader for a Fortune 500 company for the past few years. And even before that, I've served various technology strategy leadership roles in various big organizations. I also work very closely with the customers, with the peers in the industry, and various technology partners like AWS and Salesforce. So, with that said, hopefully you will find the value in this content useful. So, let's dive right into it. The first skill that I want to talk about is AI automation. Of course, I'm not talking about just ability to construct a prompt, define some instructions, and call an LLM and get the output. Of course, that's the easiest part. What I mean by AI automation is that the engineers who are building products or services, they truly understand what the final outcome the customer is desiring. They work very closely with the offering teams and the product teams and truly understand the value that AI automation can bring in the current existing processes. Once you understand the process, you will be able to define which parts of the workflow can AI automate and which parts of the workflow can AI produce some meaningful results. Of course, you need to have an essence in understanding where human could be in the loop. So AI automation can include things like defining the prompts, defining the instructions, defining the areas in code or areas in the workflow where the AI could be invoked, how the output of AI could be presented to the user. Is it something they consume through a chat user interface or some defined workflows? So AI automation is not as simple as just making a prompt engineering call, define a prompt, make a call to the LLM. I think a lot of people confuse it with that. So read about AI automation. That's the number one skill that you need in 2026. The next most important skill that you need as a senior architect or a senior engineer in 2026 is FinOps engineering or the cost impact engineering. As more and more organizations are building AI automation workflows and AI automation processes, it is very important for the architects and engineers to truly understand the cost impact of running these models, deploying these models, storing the vector embeddings associated with these models in the cloud, how these models are periodically invoked, the cost of the prompt tokens, the cost of the context windows, how the agent loops are impacting the cost. It is very important that the senior engineers and architects understand the cost of running these complex AI automation workflows, because it is very, very different when you create a simple POC versus when you run a full scale production workflow. And even before that, even in your lower environments, you need to have a true understanding, because the cost of running with multiple developers and multiple QE engineers in various lower environments like dev, QE, perf, depending on the organizations, they may even have val or regression environments. So these costs add up, and then they come off as surprise to various leadership teams when they anticipated the cost of running a certain workflow to be X, and then it's 10X in production and lower environments. So engineers and architects truly need to understand and bring that cost to the forefront when developing these solutions with the product team. The next most important skill that you need in 2026 is the understanding of agentic frameworks. Now, agents are the buzzwords. Most technology organizations are riding the agentic hype train. But I challenge all the architects and engineers to truly understand where and when to use the agents. Understand the core concepts like the number of loops an agent needs to get to a final outcome. When does an agent do a handoff to another agent? What is the need for memory of an agent? Do you even need an agent, or is human in the loop needed for certain parts of the workflow? Most organizations truly do not understand when and where to use the agents, and sometimes they confuse the simple LLM invocation and the simple AI automation workflow as an agentic workflow. So I challenge all of you to truly understand these concepts, explore small POCs through the various videos that I've done in the past, whether it's Bedrock, whether it's Agentforce, but truly understand what kind of problems are solvable through agents. So I would suggest understand even your core landscape. So most architects need to truly understand what kind of existing automations are already there. These could be Lambda functions or APIs or services that the agents can be made available as tools. What kind of data repositories you have. Those can be served as the knowledge base for the agents. Once you understand your true technology landscape, then it's a decision for you to make whether you can automate that or whether you truly need an agent to parse through that knowledge base and those tools. So I would urge you to truly understand and challenge your teams whether, where, and when to use the agents. The next most important skill that you need is true understanding of the data integration frameworks. Data right now is dispersed in many different data sources. As companies get bigger and projects get complex, as mergers and acquisitions happen, there are more and more intelligent data sources that are available for agents and AI automation workflows to access and get some meaningful results from. But as an architect, it is your responsibility to understand where data resides, what is the purpose of different data sources, how they can be converted into canonical model view for these AI agentic workflows to use. What is the purpose of storing this data in different data sources? Could that data be consolidated into a specific index in vector databases? Could it be made available as just a relational database view? I think it is a very, very complex problem to solve, but you need to truly understand your data landscape. Where is a data lake needed? Is there any middleware that you need? Middleware like I would say Dell Boomi or Informatica or even MuleSoft, they can help you connect to different disparate data sources and achieve a connected data strategy, which is extremely important, especially in the AI era. The quality of the results that your AI workflows will get is based on what kind of data is accessible to them and what is the quality of the data. And then as an architect, it is your responsibility to ensure the quality of that data is to par, and you are responsible for making the models, making these AI agents understand the data landscape. So I would suggest focus on truly understanding the data integration frameworks. And finally, the most important skill that you need in 2026 is monitoring and observability of AI agents and AI automation workflows. As AI becomes more and more autonomous in decision making, based on how you've configured the workflows, you need the ability to track and trace how the AI is making a decision. You must properly configure the logs to see how the AI made a decision through its various chain of thought processes. Now, there are various open source tools like Langsmith that I've done in previous videos, but even the cloud providers provide tools like CloudWatch, and even in Agentforce, they have the observability monitoring. So depending on whatever tools you use, pay close attention to monitoring and observing how AI is making decisions. In some industries, you might even need to prove it to the various auditors for various products that your industry is producing. So pay close attention to that. So these were the top 5 skills that I think are absolutely critical for any technology leader in 2026. I'm curious to know from you if you think I've missed anything. Please comment on this video. And if you found the value in this content useful, please hit the subscribe and like button. That helps me make more such videos and help you guys achieve the best possible career for you. I hope with this video you will go in 2026 implementing these strategies and achieving the desired outcomes. So with that said, thanks and goodbye for now.